We're talking about something that for some reason is controversial, but quiet is kept. Y'all be fronting. Y'all be on that BS because y'all know y'all love it when it happens. What am I talking about? Thank you for clicking on this video. We know you could have been anywhere in this YouTube universe, as big as it is, but you're rocking with your boy, and I truly appreciate that. For those who don't know, I am Rico, and on this channel, we help you elevate to the highest level of yourself possible by utilizing the 3C philosophy. That's confidence, character, and of course, charisma. If that sounds good to you, go ahead and do yourself a favor, man. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications, come join this 3C lifestyle, because I can promise you, it's just different. On this video, I figured I would share something that for some reason is real controversial in the fragrance community. I have no idea why. It makes no logical sense. But we're going to talk about it. You know what I mean? As I went on this journey of starting to collect fragrances about 1.5 years ago, I can tell you now, it is addicting. Boy. It is addictive. Same way you get shoes. Some people got the thing for bags, shoes, trips, whatever. Once you find that one thing you don't mind spending your money on, it becomes an addiction. And trust me, I'm getting to that point. You know what I mean? Your boy be fiending sometimes for these new fragrances I need to try out. Man, it's addicting. People are starting to come to me for questions, and I appreciate you guys accepting my advice, and it makes me feel amazing when I hear people go out and get a fragrance that I recommended, and they have success. So we're talking about something that for some reason is controversial, but quiet is kept. Y'all be fronting. Y'all be on that BS because y'all know y'all love it when it happens. What am I talking about? I'm talking about compliments. For some odd reason in this fragrance community, you'll find people who try to fight with you and argue with you. I don't wear fragrances for compliments. I wear what I want to wear when I want to wear it. And blah, 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 blah. And yeah. Shut up. Shut up. Everybody knows you can wear what you want to wear when you want to wear it. That's fine. That's like, I don't go to the gym for other people. I don't wear clothes and nice shoes and things for other people. Okay, you may not do it for other people, but I can tell you, it makes you feel good when you get some sort of validation after you've invested money into something, or time, or energy, or thought energy, or effort. You get that validation. You can't lie and say it doesn't make you feel a little good about yourself. Stop fronting. It's okay. So in this video, we're going to talk about, based on my fragrance collection as of today, right? It's growing, and there's a few more coming in the works. Your boy got a few packages on the way that I'm going to let y'all know how they work. Go out and pay them in the field. So we're talking about my 5 most complimented fragrances in my collection so far. We're not talking about in the summer, spring, winter, fall. We're talking about just unsolicited compliments. Not compliments from anybody I was dating, no coworkers, no family, nothing. Unsolicited from people that I don't know when I'm out in these streets, out at the bars, out at the lounges, anywhere, in the malls, whatever, just unsolicited compliments. Fellas, trust me, even though I'm talking about unsolicited, don't get it twisted. You definitely want to get the approval from that special someone in your life. You know what I mean? You want to find out what gets her going, what get that engine revved up, what get that oven warmed up, if you get what I'm saying. You know, a little and splash waterfalls. You understand what I'm saying? Just make sure you still got to know how to please the person you spend the majority of your time with. But right now, we're talking about unsolicited, all right? So let's get into these 5 fragrances. Okay, and they're in order. I put them in order. It was hard. I get compliments a lot from my fragrances. I do. But I got about 50 fragrances in my collection, which is not that big of a collection, believe it or not, when it comes to some of these fragrance reviewers on YouTube and fragrance connoisseurs. So don't come for me. My fragrance collection is still babyish in comparison to y'all. But for a beginner, as far as on this fragrance journey, it's growing. Got about 50 fragrances, designer and niche. So that whole collection, I had to pick out just the top 5 that I've gotten the most unsolicited compliments from, and I placed them in order for you guys, all right? And I think I'll go ahead and put the link below to where I got these fragrances, or at least to where you can try them out, okay? A lot of these fragrances you'll be able to get from either scentsplit.com, maxaroma.com. One of my favorites is fragranceusa.com, and I'll make sure I put the links down below. Also, directly to the website. You know, the websites of these fragrances go straight to the website, because sometimes Even if you might have to spend $10, $15 more, you know it's coming from the official site. And some people just like to go to the official site because sometimes they have free gifts. You might even be able to choose a selection of sample fragrances from the actual website. But if you go to the 3 that I just listed, Scent Split, Max Aroma, and Fragrance USA, they're all 100% authentic, amazing customer service, fast shipping, just a great experience from all these websites. And I'll make sure I list the link below to those sites. So with that being said, let's get into these 5 fragrances, baby. At number 5, this one is a surprise. It doesn't get me the most unsolicited compliments in public. It does when I layer it with another fragrance, but that's a secret tip. I'll talk about that later. But number 5 is Initio's Side Effect. One of the sexiest fragrances I own. I can get into the top 5 sexy later. That might make number 1, at least number 2, number 1 in my whole fragrance collection at the moment. Side Effect is amazing, and it's all in the name. It's the reason why they call it Side Effect. It's not a strong projecting fragrance. It doesn't cast a big scent bubble, but the sillage, the scent trail when you walk by, or when you're within that 2, maybe 2.5 feet from someone, I'm telling you. I did get a compliment from this fragrance, and one of the compliments was this. A lady sat next to me, and she was going over my fragrances. I was getting her advice on which fragrances she liked the best, right? She literally said, if anything smells better than Side Effect, it has to be made by God. It's a sweet vanilla, rum, sugarcane, tobacco fragrance. And when I say tobacco, I'm not talking about cigarettes. I'm not talking about a strong, cheap cigar tobacco. I'm talking about a nice, distinguished tobacco, like just the tobacco itself, blended perfectly with that rum. Chef kiss. Side Effect by Initio. Number 4. This fragrance, it's a designer fragrance, so it's a little bit easier to afford. It's a little bit more affordable on the affordable side of things. I've heard that it's discontinued. I'm not too sure, but I can tell you if it is discontinued, wherever you can find it, or if they're going to discontinue it, you better find it quick because you better get a couple bottles. I'm telling you. It's not that expensive. You could afford a couple bottles, but this one definitely. This is around the time to wear this one. This is a good springish, maybe hotter weather fragrance. It's amazing. You can wear it year round too. And this is Versace Eros Flame in the red bottle with the gold cap. Beautiful thing about this fragrance is that it opens up to a bright, slightly grapefruitish scent, citrus accord at the top, but then it dries down to a sensual, sexy, soft vanilla. It's the eau de parfum concentration, lasts forever. I get at least 10 hours on my skin with this. You got to make sure you're moisturized properly, unscented lotion. I'll get into a video of how to make your fragrances last a lot longer, but I can tell you this fragrance gets me about 10 hours. Now, after the first couple hours, it does start sitting closer to the skin, but I'm telling you, it is an amazing, amazing scent. I've gotten a lot of unsolicited compliments from Versace Eros Flame. It's a citrus opening, bright, effervescent, fizzy citrus opening. Dries down to a sexy, sensual vanilla. It is amazing. Versace Eros Flame. Number 3, this is a niche fragrance that when I first smelled it, I wasn't that impressed with it, to be honest. When I first smelled it, I don't think my nose was ready for it at the moment. But I can tell you, after a few wears, I was this close to returning it or exchanging it. I got it through FragranceUSA.com, and I was this close to exchanging. Their exchange policy is very amazing too, by the way. But I said, let me just chill on this. Let me chill. Let me let it marinate. Let me let this breathe a little bit. Let me come back to it a little bit later. And I'm glad I did. Because I can tell you, this fragrance, when you wear it, you might get a little nose blind to it. In other words, you may not be able to always smell it on yourself after about 30 to 45 minutes of it on. But I can promise you this has one of the biggest scent trail, sillage trail. I'm telling you, I've gotten so many unsolicited compliments. I remember one time I was about 3 or 4 feet away in a bar, and the bar had open windows, so it was a breeze flowing. And the gentleman was like 3 or 4 feet away, and he was like, excuse me, like, you smell amazing right now. What are you wearing? And that fragrance is Ani by Nichane. Amazing ginger citrus opening, bright bergamot ginger at the top. Maybe that's what it was that I wasn't quite used to yet, that ginger, but it's an amazing scent. And then it dries down to a sensual, long-lasting, not too sweet vanilla. It is crazy how good this smells in the dry down. In the top, smells amazing too, like the citrus opening, but it really does its magic in the dry down. It's an straight to parfum concentration, so don't go heavy on the trigger with this. 3, maybe 5 sprays max. And if you're wearing a white t-shirt or anything of light color, it's higher in oil concentration, so be careful with putting it on the actual clothing because it could stain if you spray it too close, okay? So just be careful with straight to parfum concentrations. When the oil concentration is higher in the fragrance, it could stain the clothing, so just be careful when you apply it. But I can tell you, no more than 5 sprays. This gonna last all day. Performance is amazing, even in the high heat. This is perfect for the weather coming up now. It's Ani by Nishane. We get into the top 2, baby. It's coming down to the wire. So number 2, if you've been following my content since I've started reviewing fragrances, if you follow the Instagram, you get a lot of fragrance tips. You probably know where I'm going with this, right? You might think it's number 1, but it's number 2, surprisingly. There is one that beat this one out. There's a fragrance that actually got me more compliments than the one that I'm gonna say right now. Like women that were with men, around men, getting drinks bought to them by other men, complimented me on how great I smell, and one of the compliments, they said I smelled delicious. And I don't recommend that, ladies. Don't do that, because I'm gonna tell you now, if I'm buying drinks and you say another man is delicious, I'm gonna be like, well, how does delicious ass pay for these drinks? You know what I mean? But that's another story. But needless to say, I was flattered by the compliment, and I've gotten tons more compliments. Other people have taken my recommendation. This is a unisex fragrance, so both men and women, I believe, can pull this off. And this fragrance is none other than 1861 Naxos by Xerjoff. This is one of the, and I use this word a lot, but I'm telling you, this is one of the sexiest tobacco fragrances you'll ever get. Very long lasting. On the top, you'll smell a little bit of bergamot, a little bit of citrus. It also has some lavender in it, so it's really comforting. That's why women love this fragrance just as much as the men, because it does have those scents that are known for your olfactory senses to calm you down, to make you feel really relaxed, really good, and it's sexy as hell. I ain't gonna lie, fellas, save up some coin. This one's a little bit on the more expensive side, but it's worth it. 1861 Naxos by Xerjoff. The number 1 fragrance that has gotten me the most unsolicited compliments by men, women, I'm talking about all races. I'm talking about the thuggest of the thuggest. We standing by the street light, about to change lights, and he like, yo, bro, you smell amazing, bro. No homo. I don't know why he had to throw the no homo in there. There's nothing wrong with men complimenting other men, but that's what he said. I've gotten compliments from so many individuals. This fragrance right here also is on the more affordable side. It's not a cheap fragrance by any means. It's also a parfum concentration. That means it's very long lasting. The scent trail, it hits all the metrics. It's long lasting. You can wear this year round. It's sexy. It has an amazing sillage, amazing scent bubble. In other words, if you're standing still, people can still smell it around you about 3 to 5 feet. Amazing projection. It is just crazy. You can wear it with a t-shirt and jeans. You can wear it with a suit. This fragrance is versatile, and you can grab it and go and wear it, but I can tell you, be careful, because you put this on, it's gonna drive everybody crazy around you for the better. You don't have to go heavy on the trigger. I'm a heavy sprayer, but I'm telling you, 5 to 7 sprays of this last you all day. And this is none other than Vivamore by Navatus Parfums. Amazing. Amazing fragrance. There's some fragrance reviewers on here. One fragrance reviewer that I follow, Bowtie Fragrance Guy, said this is like Creed Aventus and Baccarat Rouge 540 had a baby. I would say it's more like Creed Aventus and Instant Crush by Mancera had a baby. But it is, either way, it's spot on. Just imagine that for a second. Like, I went out at around 8 o'clock. I applied it at around 8:30. Right, from 8:30 to midnight, I got about 7 or 8 different unsolicited compliments from this one fragrance, and that is Vivamore by Navatus Parfums. And with that being said, we've come to the end of the video. Appreciate you guys for sticking with me to the end. Once again, don't forget, I'll put the link to where you can get all 5 of these fragrances in the description below. I want to hear from you guys. Go ahead and put in the comments below your favorite, most complimented fragrances. Maybe you could put me on or something. You know what I mean? So I appreciate that. Appreciate the love. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn on bell notifications so you don't miss any of this content from this 3C lifestyle. Also, anyone you think can find this information useful, anyone that loves fragrances, loves fashion, is interested in trying to elevate their life to the highest version level of themselves possible, don't forget to share this information with them. It doesn't cost you anything, it means the world to me, and it helps get this content out, feeds the algorithm. So I appreciate that. Until the next video, I love y'all. I'm out.
Man, black, it's no darkness where I stand, and I'm the motherfucking man. Black, yeah, black, man, black. I use light to shape my land, and I'm the motherfucking